Welcome back to Attack on Titan, anime review episode number 20. This I'm viewing the 52nd episode of the anime Descent. This one adapts chapters 77 to 79. Yep, surprisingly, first time, well, it looked like they covered like 3 full chapters this one. Yep, chapter starts off with looks like it's going to be a flashback to the Battle of Troust. Yep, where you see, one of the pivotal moments of Battle of Troust, where you see Eren in his Attack Titan form trying to steal Paul, of course. And then we apparently decided to cut to what Barnet and Reiner are up to during the whole entire thing. They're having a conversation, and apparently Marco overhears them. Yep, we actually finally reveal what happened with Marco. That was probably a recurring plot thread. That was a plot thread that basically was a mystery for quite some time. Like, heck, Gene asked this question, like, what the heck happened to Marco? Like, how did he die? How did this happen to him? Yeah, I guess someone's like, okay, let's just explain that Barnet. And apparently Annie was on this too. So, Reiner orders Annie to remove his ODM gear. She does, after some convincing. And they just leave him to be eaten by its frickin' Titan. And they're all scared of it, despite the fact they're all frickin' Titan shifters. Yep, and yeah, that's basically the explanation of what happened with Marco. Okay, then we come to present day, where the Armor Titan looks like he's pretty much defeated, though he's not dead yet. And all of a sudden, we hear him just scream, and then we reveal where Barnet's been hiding the past couple episodes. Also, there's a flashback just before the troops show up at the beginning of the 2 episodes back, where you have Reiner, Barnet, and Zeke. Of course, Zeke in this flashback is for his War Chief Zeke. And they're just sitting on top of the wall, having a conversation. Very good the fact they actually threw this in. And, yeah, make agreements about several things. Of course, they talk about Annie and where she is. Though, they apparently, yeah, and then, of course, that's like, okay, of course, they have Reiner hide wherever he was. I didn't notice this at all. Someone pointed this out, though, is that in, I think it was last week's episode, I think it was 2 episodes back, when they had Eren basically fly off the wall. There's a little like damage from the Colossus. Apparently, it was still there after 5 years. Yep, I know the first hole was actually caused by the Colossus Titan. The one is actually furthest out. The one inward, that was caused by the Armor Titan when he just ran right through it. Yeah, that was thrown back in a pilot. Yeah. For anybody watching him, at least they know for a fact who watched the version very closely, is that the Wit Studio pays attention to detail. Yes, the team working this thing, had the work cut out for them for when it comes to that episode. This episode, well, I did hear a complaint that apparently the animation for last week's episode was not very good. I didn't have a problem with the animation for last week's episode. Yeah. And of course, well, after the conversation, everybody gets there, we cut finally the present day, where Reiner heads out of the screen. Barnet apparently hiding in the barrel on the cart Titan. Zeke picks it up, throws it, and of course you have Barnet coming out, and of course Armin discussing what was going on. And of course, Barnet and Reiner know nothing about the uprising. Yeah, they know nothing that the fact that, yeah, and of course they also mention Krista in the flashback, just prior to them showing up. Like Barnet wants Annie, and well, Reiner wants Krista because, well, he promised Ymir. As what happened to Ymir, they don't say what happened to her here. Yes, why her what happened to her, she was killed off screen. Yes, she died off screen, which I've heard that the writer of the series actually regrets doing that. It's one of his many regrets about Attack on Titan. The other, of course, being some of the stuff he did for Uprising, which he proved all the changes they made. Like, yeah, he basically did it. Yep. So, yeah, Barnet talks to Armin for a little while, and of course, apparently, Barnet made the decision like, yeah, I'm gonna kill all the humanity inside the walls, and he just flies up in the air, and then he transforms into the freaking Colossal Titan, though it's a much better transformation than what he did at the end of Season 2. Yep. It's the first time in a while anybody who's watched the series, like, dang, it's been a while since we've seen the Colossi. In case you wonder what the Attack Titans are, like, apparently they decided to just lie face up, and you see Reiner inside, and apparently part of his head is, well, it's slowly regenerating. And of course, you have the Colossi just tearing out the Suhas district, and apparently they theorize him basically using some debris from stuff he set on fire to throw the wall to trap Levi. Levi does know his transformation sequence. Also, I've got to point this out though. I don't know if anybody's like, this is probably the first time I've seen this happen where you have members of the Scouts, members of the Survey Corps, like sitting on Armin basically while he's in his Attack Titan form. Yeah, usually he doesn't say Attack Titan. He doesn't stay in this mode for very long. Previously, like he stays in there for, I'd say not very long. Just after a fight, it's like his energy's like used up and goes back to normal. He stays. It's like he's stuck in this. He's been stuck in this thing for the past 2 episodes. Yep, he's been stuck with it, and people are basically sitting on him. Yeah, of course, Mitsuka goes over with Armin, tries to battle Barn before he transforms, and yeah, like it seems like oh yeah, and also apparently Hans, apparently something happened to her. Yeah, she was caught in an explosion when Barnet transformed into the freaking Colossal Titan. And is it just me, or is that, dang, they made the Colossal Titan's arms like so freaking thin. Like previously he was bulky, like he had really big muscles. Here it's like, okay, his body looks great shape, like his torso, his legs look great, but his arms like freaking twigs. Like what the heck is this? It's probably all the animation, but man, it's like the armor type. It's like the Colossi just shed like 20 pounds of muscle. Yep, that's what it looks like to me. Yeah, but it's always great to see the Colossal Titan, who essentially is the mascot of this particular franchise. Yeah, and if you see on the cover of the first trade that collects the chapters from Attack on Titan, he's the first thing you see. The Colossi himself hasn't really appeared that much over the course of the series. I mean, in the anime, he appeared in the pilot episode. He appeared, I think it was in episode 3. And after that, he didn't appear again for quite a long time after. He appeared again until toward the end of season 2. Actually, like roughly halfway through season 2, when you finally see the Colossi again, and you finally see him here. Like, Barnett transferred the Colossi Titan in the last season for roughly like 2 episodes, and that was it. He didn't do much of anything. The transformation was also not complete. It was incomplete transformation because he transformed on top of the freaking wall. Yeah. Though at least this one, he's actually fully transformed. He's at basically his regular 60 feet that he normally is. And he's, before the Turkey Titans show up, the Colossal Titan was the tallest Titan in the entire series. Heck, they pointed out that when they first saw the Turkey Titan, this guy's longer than the freaking Colossal Titan. Yep. This overall was a really fantastic episode, and I'm definitely looking forward to next week's episode, which is called Perfect Game. And yeah, though I did notice though they use a little bit of CGI on the Colossus. I don't mind that at all. That's perfectly fine. At least when it comes to this series, the CGI is used. Also, I gotta mention this: is it just me, or is that Eren is still hard? Yeah, his knuckles are still covered with ice. Yeah, they're still covered. Like, okay, that's a really good attention to detail, the fact he's still like that. I mean, not only is he still in his Attack Titan form, but he's also still hard. It's like, okay, that's quite interesting. Yeah. And does Eren do anything in this episode? No, he just stands on the wall, doesn't say anything at all. He just sees briefly the Colossal Titan, and that's really it. Yep. Also, I made a decision about the Case Closed chapter. Because the fact this most recent chapter that came out this week was the conclusion to the arc of the case, I'm actually going to save it for next week, the next chapter comes out, which apparently is not going to be released until basically for a whole freaking month. So yeah, I'm going to wait until the next chapter comes out when the start of a new case. I'd rather not basically review a case from the end. It's kind of awkward to do that. But yeah, this actually is my last video I'm doing today. Tomorrow I'm relatively doing like 3 videos. And that will be for, as of right now, Black Clover, newest episode of the anime, newest chapter of the manga, One Punch Man, and Fairy Tail. Yep. And that retail is all like 3 videos overall for tomorrow, like none for Thursday and Friday, Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, of course, will be JoJo's Adventures and of course my haul for Comic Con. Yes, because I'm going to Comic Con Friday. Yep. But aside from that, that's really it. So until we see you tomorrow for my tomorrow's reviews, which, like I said, will be Black Clover, Fairy Tail, One Punch Man. The One Punch Man is going first because that's not going to last season very long. Okay. But do you see you next view. Bye.